Mirror Image is a weird episode, not in of itself so much, but there's a lot of to unpack in it. It's about parallel worlds, sort of, and lost identities and things. So it has a lot of cool stuff in it. But we'll start with Vera Miles, who plays Millicent Barnes. And she actually played in Maces and Monsters back in 89, which is a movie made with Tom Hanks, I think, about the dangers of Dungeons and Dragons and how it corrupts the youth and kills them. She played in that. It's very weird. Anyway, the episode is all about, doubles and people exchanging roles and things, and it has this wonderful mirror shot when she opens the door to the bathroom and then sees herself, and it's very nicely cut. It's a very good effect that they managed to do, and I like it a lot. They keep mentioning delusions as if it's just the most common thing. It's as if in the late 50s, early 60s, that's a cat, by the way. That delusions are just a thing that happens occasionally, and you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. It's just a delusion, after all. You don't hear that anymore. That's not a thing that anyone says. So. This episode reminds me a lot about the Star Trek Next Generation episode, Remember Me, which is all about the same kind of delusion when you feel that you're out of place and things happen around you and you feel like no one believes you when you're trying to tell them your story. This episode also has some police action in it, when we also see a very big contrast as to how the police would act now in a similar situation and how they would act back then, with the police pretty much stepping out, grabbing hold of her and tucking her into the car for safekeeping. No confrontation, no explaining what's going on here, miss, please calm down, please get in the car. And then if she didn't comply, they'd get her and put her in the car. No. They just open the car door, grab her, and just toss her in the car. It's very abrupt, very scary. Anyway. The episode ends with two shots, one of them very nice, one of them not so nice. The first one is this disappearing bag shot, where he bends over to have a drink, and someone sneaks in and gets the bag and pulls it out while in the same shot, so that when he gets up, it's gone. It's pretty much like someone looking in a mirror in a bathroom normally, opening the bathroom mirror to get something, closing the mirror door, and there's someone behind their head, right? It's the same sort of shot. This is really nicely made. And then the body double shot with the person running. He didn't have the bag, though. I mean, if he's supposed to replace him and take the bag, why didn't he have the bag in his hand? But he's running in front of him, and he's always faster and gets away. It's not very nicely made. There's a big hard cutout line. He is very washed out color-wise. He moves weird compared to the frame. The frame is pretty much still. They're just pulling the camera back, but the guy is jumping up and down in a way that looks. It doesn't look right. You catch it immediately. This is just a technical limitation. They couldn't do it in a very different way other than a block shot, and they couldn't do that because they're pulling back and they're moving the camera. It would have been a very, very difficult effect to shoot without computer correction on the camera, and they didn't have that back in 1959. Maybe this was shot in the 60s. No, I think it's shot in 59. So they simply couldn't do it in a different way. It hasn't aged well. I'm not sure how well it was received back then, but right now it looks kind of hokey. So next one is more monsters, now on Maple Street. See that? Bye.